Well, 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 well. Welcome to my stream today. It's Mr. Nemard once again. And today I'm going to be talking about when sorry is not enough. I must say, thank you so much for all the guys who have tuned in already. All of the regular convicts. I must say, Sec Amethyst, thank you so much for joining in. Titanium, man, I guess you guys are here to give me some trouble today. I guess you guys are here to make some trouble. I guess you guys are here to repay me for all the trouble I've given to our resident videographer. So, well, today, first and foremost, let me begin by saying this is episode 3 of my rap. This is my rap session when I speak about random things, random current events, and basically whatever is on my mind. Okay, no convict, great. No convicts here. All right, that's fine. Today I'm talking about things that are making its rounds in social media. One of the things making its rounds in social media today is the fact that Mr. Will Smith has come out and he has made an apology to Chris Rock. He has made an apology to Chris Rock. And I'm going to start by saying boys react and men respond. That is something we want to get out there. Boys react and men respond. Now, when it comes to conflict, reaction can be seen as something that is erratic, without proper thought or how your reaction will affect others. Without thinking of this action and the desired outcome. Will this action give you the desired outcome? Will what you're about to do without thinking give you the outcome that you want? It comes a lot down to what we would call emotional intelligence. That's a new term that's making its rounds. Emotional intelligence. Good. And emotional intelligence speaks to how do you respond in a particular situation based on the situation as is. You can be faced with the same situation at 2 different events, and how do you respond to each one? It's like a new fad term out there. You know what they call it? Fads. Things that are big for a while and then you don't hear it anymore. It's like a fad. Emotional intelligence. And this is one of the reasons why as men, we cannot think nor can we act totally as women do. Because men and women are judged by different standards. And women tend to be more emotional than men. Men tend to be more logical. So we're expected to think things through before making certain actions. We're not allowed to just react a particular way because we feel. And this is one of the challenges that even in our modern society, we're having so much challenges when it comes to, for example, men reacting to situations, men not having for want of a better term, sense to think through the actions before they go ahead and make rash actions. Many men don't have it within them to think about the actions that they're doing before they go ahead and do some silly stuff. And thank you so much, Titanium. Men tend to escalate their conflicts to the point of blows, which is what is happening here. And this is something I'm going to go into as well. Right? The escalation process for a conflict between two men is vastly different than that of two women. So, as men, you cannot allow your emotions to dictate or guide your actions. Right? You cannot allow your emotions to guide your actions. You have to allow your logic, which is your strong point as men. Our strong point is our logic, our problem solving capabilities. These are the things that we should rely on. These are the things that we should rely on. And we have to understand that our logical thinking forms the basis of so many things that make us male. For example, check it out. We think like this. Is my present situation favorable to me? If it is not, what are the steps that I need to take to make my situation favorable? Whereas, given the same situation, women may be more prone to complain and, look for assistance somewhere else. As men, we are engineered, for want of a better term, we are engineered to fix things. If it is not working in our best interest, we fix it or we find something that works better in our interest. This is why as men, when we hear people say, you need to be in touch with your feminine side, you need to be masculine and have an understanding as best as possible of how the females work. Men and women work differently. Men and women with the same situation will respond in a different way. It's like this. Men, everything that they hear, every action that is being done from a man's standpoint is filtered through logic. Whereas for a woman, everything is filtered through emotions. And what we should be doing is acknowledging everybody as human, but give respect to people who deserve your respect. You don't generally go out there and respect people for no reason. There should be a reason why you respect someone. There's nothing that you should be giving away for free. Someone has to earn your respect. Once again, boys react and respond. All right, moving along. Now, we're going to talk about the threat of violence. And this is something Titanium said just now. When two men are in an altercation, both people know that there is an underlying threat of violence. And this threat of violence escalates quickly. When two women face off, for the most part, what you will hear is a lot of cussing back and forth and all of that. When two men face off, at any point you can expect to see it come to blows where one person may end up getting injured in a particular way. Nobody wants that. Nobody wants that. And even in the case of, because here is something we always forget. We are not as far removed from our nature. We are not as far removed from our instincts as we think we are. We are not as far removed because animals in the wild, when two males cross paths, what they do, they puff up. They try to show who is bigger, who is stronger, you know, who is louder. So they try to intimidate each other to the extent where one backs down. And then they continue on their journey. They do what it is that they were doing. Because if it comes to blows, if it comes to a fight, yes, you may have one winner, but both parties can be severely injured to the extent where they may not be able to be effective in their pride, in their grouping, or in their clan. So an injured alpha male is not really an alpha male because he cannot do the things that he is supposed to be doing for his pride, which is providing and protecting and all of that. So there is an underlying understanding when two men face off that there is the threat of violence, which is different. And this is why even in the time we are living, when we are being told now that there is no difference between men and women. Men can be women, women can be men. You can wake up this morning and decide, okay, I want to identify as Miss. And you're expected to be allowed into the female's bathroom and have all your fun. It doesn't work like that. So when two men get in an altercation, there is an understanding that there will be violence. Now, back to what I was talking about, the apology from Mr. Will Smith.
Emotional damage.
That is how you can actually even think about it. Emotional damage. Now, I am only just one person giving his opinion. However, I think that apology was not based on genuine remorse, not based on someone being genuinely sorry for what they did. I believe it comes down to backlash, and the backlash affecting the bottom line. The backlash is affecting the bottom line, meaning somebody is losing money, somebody is losing influence due to the backlash that he's having from the action done that he did a couple of years ago. And for people who are still under a rock, Mr. Will Smith thought it was a good idea to step on stage in one of the biggest events in film history. And he thought it was a good idea to assault a comedian on stage, and thought it would be good to present himself after the fact as some form of hero. Now, many people didn't think the way he did. Many people didn't think that what he did was right. Many people thought, like I did, that it was a wrong thing to do. Welcome, Wally. Oh, my Lord. Y'all are here to burn me today. But I'm fine. I'm fine. I really apologize that I didn't go through StreamYard so I can get a couple of you guys up so we can, have this conversation. But I promise you the next time I go live, I'll go through StreamYard so I can have this conversation with you guys or whatever I'm thinking of having a conversation about. And on Tuesday, I will be going live again, and I will be dropping that link. I apologize. There's no link for today. However, on Tuesday, I will be going live again and I will be dropping the link for that one. I will be speaking about what men are expected to bring into a relationship. So I definitely will drop the link for that one and we can chop it up. All right, good. Let's go. All right, back to the discussion now. I think that Mr. Smith thought it was a good idea to apologize because he was getting a lot of backlash. As I was saying earlier, men are generally expected to be the more thoughtful, the more methodical, the more logical sex. We are not expected to just act on impulse. And the reason I don't believe that this apology was genuine is because of the fact sometimes you have to look at the origin of what was happening to even get a better understanding. I think Will Smith was enjoying the joke. I believe he understood the joke. However, his wife, his handler, was not happy about it. Some people say that he had just had enough. Some people think that he had just had enough and people have been dragging him for years and all of that. However, as a big man, you have to understand what you're getting yourself into. From day one, Will Smith knew that his handler didn't love him. She was in love with someone else. And since the first time that they got together, he has been and still is trying to prove himself to her. He is still trying to prove himself to her. And that was just one of the ways that he was trying to prove himself to her. Which man, if you in the chat would allow your wife to say, okay, let's have an open relationship, put a 1 in the chat. If you would allow your wife to persuade you into an open relationship, put a 1 in the chat, and if not, put a 2 in the chat. It is about having your boundaries and being able to stand on your own 2 feet as a man. It's one of the things that women find attractive in men. The ability to stand on your own, to say something and mean it. Here is why I don't want this to happen, and here is why I want this to happen. Sometimes, I saw this video that was posted online, and it shows me exactly what was happening in that household, where she apparently took up her phone and started to record him. And in a voice that to him may have sounded like a roar, but it came out as a whimper. It came out as a purr. He was saying, put the phone down. I would appreciate if you do not record me in my own house. That tone of voice told me everything that was happening in the relationship. And of course, when he spoke, she ignored him. She said, this is the foolishness that I am going through. This is the foolishness that I am going through. That is, if you ask me, straight up rubbish, man. That is rubbish, bro. So he has been going through it for as long as, and maybe before he was married. He was being emasculated from day one. He lost his balls. He is still searching around for his balls right now. That slap was a final attempt to say, yes, I can be the man you want me to be. Now, you can know what is happening in someone's household when you see the way that their kids act. And the fact that I grew up watching Fresh Prince. I grew up watching Fresh Prince. Most people in my age group wanted to be the Fresh Prince of Bel-Air, to have that storyline. He was, and to an extent still is, an icon when it comes to movies, when it comes to sitcoms, when it comes to comedy. But I believe he threw that all away. All away. He was robbed of his masculinity. He started to look like a docile, domesticated wolf, looking through the fence, looking at all the wild wolves running up and down and howling. But he knows that his journey is not his anymore. His journey is to play back up to the boss bitch. He's playing a support role to the boss bitch. He is on her journey. And when as a man, you put yourself in that position, you are looking for trouble. You are already in trouble when you put yourself in that position. Right? You should not be playing a support role in a relationship as a man. As a man, you should be the king, and you are the one who goes out and decides where the relationship is going. You decide what is happening in a relationship. You decide how the kids are raised. Now, how can you be fighting for the honor of someone who gave your honor away to the youngest bidder? And you are going to jump on stage to give away basically what you had left, what honor you had left. I watched his apology, and he answered a couple of questions. But I strongly believe that that was a rehearsed, that was a presentation, that was an action. And the reason I say that is because someone who had his wits about him, someone who could think for himself, would have thought about all the things that he is now apologizing about. You should have thought of what would happen. You did this. Do I really need to do this? Or are you going to say that, it's my wife and XYZ? So, Mr. Will Smith, I believe you made a blunder a couple of months ago, and you're making a blunder now, because sometimes sorry is not enough. And if sorry is not enough, leave it alone and let everything just come back to where it should be. If sorry won't do, then leave it alone. Show by your actions. Many of these things, do them in private. Reach out to the gentleman. Say, bro, I don't know where to go on this, but, yeah, I mean, I look for my wife, and my wife didn't look so pleased about the situation. So, maybe they have to do a thing, or try play it off. Find a way to play it off. Because you're both comedians, and whatever the case may be. Because many people thought after the slap, days and days after the slap, many people thought it was a joke. Many people thought it was a joke. And sometimes, sorry is not enough. Will Smith was enjoying the joke, Will Smith was enjoying the joke. He was having fun. He was having fun, but he didn't think. He had an emotional, feminine reaction as opposed to having a logical, masculine reaction. Right? Take that one day. After the situation, meet the gentleman backstage and say, I thought that joke was distasteful, bro. If you want to spice it up with however much swear words you want to use, you want to spice it up, fine. Spice it up. But meet him backstage and deal with it out there. But he didn't think. He didn't think, will this reaction cause public humiliation for Chris Rock? No, must act. Mama angry. He didn't think, will the reaction disrupt the atmosphere of the prestigious event that's happening now? No, mama angry. Must act. Right? He didn't think, what about my family, the children? What if the man retaliates and KO? What if the man retaliates? No, mama angry. Must act. Well, honestly, the way I see it, the reason why I don't take the apology to anything is because we don't need an apology from him. We need an apology from the top dog. She is the alpha. She is the one that should come out and explain why she sent her attack dog to assault the gentleman on stage. Why she chose to send her attack dog to attack the gentleman on stage. So she will really need the apology from. And watching it, many people think that it is long overdue. Many people think that, he should be doing this and he should be apologizing because he should have done it. Basically, what I'm using this to show what happens when men lose out on their ability to think logically. And as gentlemen, young men coming up, even men who are at a particular stage that they're trying to find themselves, you have to remember, think logically in every situation. Because the more you start to think emotionally, you are going into a realm that you are not equipped to handle. Men are generally not as emotional as women. You think about the practical. You think about the things that you can easily understand first before you go into the emotions, because emotions are not quantifiable. You cannot quantify emotions. You cannot say who is feeling more, who feels stronger about a particular situation. There is no way to quantify. Men think in ways that they can quantify. Is this situation beneficial to me? No. And you can delve into many other questions from there. Why is it not beneficial? It is not beneficial because I am not getting paid enough. I am working too hard. I am working too long. I am not happy. I don't get to spend enough time with my kids. These are things that you can quantify. If you say you feel, there is no way to quantify who feels stronger. So men, this is our strong point. And this is why sometimes when your wife comes home and your wife says, boy, this girl at work, I don't like her. I don't like her. I feel a way about her. I think, She comes home today and you hug her and say, honey, it's going to be all right. Tomorrow she comes again, same thing, honey, it's going to be all right. At some point, you are going to have to say to your wife, this person is making you uncomfortable. What will you do to address this? How will you address this? I believe this is very important that we understand. Because as men, We have been told, we have been taught to believe that you have this feminine side that you need to be in touch with. Personally, I don't believe so. I believe you have a masculine side. I believe you have a masculine side, and you have to learn how to balance yourself in the world, meaning you show people respect that need to be respected. You show people respect that have earned your respect. And that is how you do it.
Oh, damn it!
All of these fancy things. All of these fancy things. I must say, thank you so much for all the guys who are in the chat. If you're from the Amethyst channel, put a 1 in the chat. If you're a Yardie, put a 3 in the chat, because I can't tell Yardie to put the other number in the chat. All right. If you're here, you just came across the live, put a 4 in the chat. If you're subscribed, put a 5. If you're not, God, Titanium, yeah, man. Almost thought that was a Yardie. All right. Welcome, welcome. Question for you. Is Amethyst going live later? If she is, you know we're going to be there to give some trouble. I hope she gets an A+ on her assignment. I am confident that we have done well enough on her assignment to make her get a wonderful, wonderful grade. Because, oh, Trash Can Waves. Nice, man, nice. I must say, Trash Can Waves is doing a lot of stuff. I see him doing some hell of a long live streams. He's doing a lot of work, man. He's doing a lot of work. Wally, big up, man. Enough respect. Thank you so much for checking out. We have to keep telling her to
Emotional damage.
I tell you, I mean, yeah, we have to always be there for her, She's like our little daughter here. She's like our little daughter. We have to make sure that she's fine. Amethyst, if you're here, put a 1 in the chat. I know you may be there hiding out and ninja watching, but it's fine, it's fine. Thank you so much for showing your support. I just thought it would be good to have a discussion on the Will Smith saga, because he is in a situation right now that he's actually trying to get out of. Because so many people have had such a strong attachment to Will Smith. He has done possibly some of the better movies of the last 20 years. So people have an attachment to Will Smith. Will Smith was one of those persons who is seen as untouchable. Regardless of what is happening, he is one of the people that people see as above par. He is above board in everything. And I believe, honestly, it's kind of rough for this incident to have everybody basically turn against him. But this is one of the challenges when you're in the international space, when you're at a particular level. In Jamaica, we have a term that says the more the monkey climbs is the more he is exposed. The higher the monkey climbs, the more he's exposed. I believe this is one of the challenges that he is now battling with. I believe many things have been happening throughout his life that he had not effectively dealt with. And these are the things that are coming to have a negative light on him. Because how can anybody sell it to me, especially if I've been married to a lady for how many years? How can she sell it to me that to have a younger, more virile man in her bed would be good for the relationship? How can someone really sell that to you? That is a challenge. That is a challenge. All right, gentle folks, thank you so much for joining in. I am going to cut this short because I'm considering actually going live again so that I can actually have some of you guys up so we can just chop it up for a bit. We can just chop it up, have some conversations, and just, mess around. So thank you so much for joining in. It has been the rap session, and that's the wrap.